I'm a computer.
This is Meera, and we're taking her through RefRain Prism Memories Normal. What's up, guys? How you doing this morning? So I chose Meera because I noticed not a whole lot of people score with her, and I had gotten a clear off of this not too long ago. I've put about, I think my dive time, it was listed as like 7.5 8 hours in this game. I think it's more than that, but I'd gotten a fairly decent clear or two from this character, and knew that I could go in and get a little bit more, and I was able to do that this morning, and just kind of, I didn't necessarily blow my high score out of the water, but I did a lot better in terms of survival and also scoring. So this is kind of complicated. Not really, but the way it presents itself to you is a little complicated. So there's 3 characters, 2 you unlock through playtime. There's Meera, T, and Muse. Muse is collectively known as kind of the easiest character to play with. I find her to be the hardest character to play with for some reason. For as powerful as she is, she feels weak to me, and all the characters are like this, and I'll explain a little bit why they feel like that here as we go on. But I see her, she tops all the scoreboards in survival and scoring. And then there's T. T is really weird because she has a straightforward shot, long-reaching, rapid shot, but then her focus fire is extremely close range, but it just blasts through people, and she's got some really good special attack. Meera is kind of like the jack of all trades, but master of none. However, I think that her rapid fire is absolutely the best in the game. So I use that a lot, especially when scoring in this game. One of the parts of it is point-blank scoring. So just to set up this game for those of you who haven't played it before, it kind of centers around your shots, a special attack, and a bomb. So the bomb is called the concept reactor. It does not hurt enemies, but it does destroy bullets. And then you can, or it doesn't destroy bullets, but it turns those bullets into something you can destroy, and then you get a bar. So your meter down at the bottom left is, I think it's called like MEFS or something like that. And it's a special attack that you can do by, I have it mapped to my middle finger. So it goes focus, special attack, rapid, and then my concept reactor on my thumb. And it has, you can shoot it in succession up to 4 times, and your 3rd and 4th stun lock enemies. And during that stun lock, you get a combo meter that comes up. And that is the crux of the scoring right there. That's how you're going to be getting most of your points, is like enemy bonuses from defeating them, and you getting those big combos. That's why people can score with Muse so well, is because like how it's doing right now with the hit next to my ship. And then I use the concept reactor right there and see how it turns them into like neon lights. So the people that score like world record scores here are going to be people that milk, and I'm terrible at milking. Since starting the channel and kind of getting used to, like scoring and sticking my nose into that, I don't like shit talk milking anymore, because there is a talent to it that I see now that I didn't see, not even that long ago. You also get 2 hits per life. You have a shield hit, and then you die after that. So when it comes to like playing it as a beginner or an intermediate player, something to really kind of like open up, because there's a lot that you can do in this game. It's really not crazy. What's kind of crazy in it is the attacks. It has a little bit of memo in it, in my opinion, which I actually find kind of cool, because you like will stun lock an enemy with your special attack, and then that enemy's ready for its attack as soon as it comes out. So there's been a couple times where I've gotten by an enemy because I've stun locked it during an attack, and then it continues that attack afterwards. You'll, I believe, see it happen a time or two in here. This has the whole I'm in a computer thing, like Hellsinker does, but it isn't as complicated as Hellsinker. It does have quite a bit of depth, though, that I do appreciate. And so right where it says Prism count up in the, once it comes back, Prism count, those are going to be those little things you see me collecting. Kind of like Toho, your Prism count is going to be how you're going to get extra lives. Now, I haven't done a lot of, how would I say, research when it comes to, looking at other replays. But I have read a lot about this game, and one of the things that made me want to get back into it was actually watching the run from Shmup Slam that was on, I guess, about 2 or 3 hours before mine. I had woke up super early in the morning there. I know it was late for everybody that was running Shmup Slam, because I didn't know exactly what time I was going to be going on, like overage and stuff like that. And I ended up tuning in to I forgot the player, please forgive me, but their RefRain run, and which I don't know if it said RefRain or RefRain, but so I don't know if I've been saying it wrong this whole time, but seeing that again kind of made me want to explore it again, and I've had a fucking blast doing it. And so after you defeat the boss in this mode, you unlock like a secondary harder option, not like a hard mode or anything, but it introduces suicide bullets and a true final boss, and you can guarantee that I will be going and doing that probably after I finish editing like the first half of this podcast season that I have down, because I record Maz tomorrow, the amazing Ikaruga player, and we'll continue our season of super player super player run that I have going on. But yeah, it's this game has, I think it's 2011, I think is when it came out, and that is crazy to me, because this game beats out a lot of modern shmups, just in its originality, its ingenuity. It does have some bullshit in it, but every good shmup has some bullshit in it. So sometimes you'll see me using a concept reactor when there is nothing for me to destroy, and that's because I put myself in a tight corner, and the concept reactor gives you about 1 second of invincibility to be able to kind of get out of tight spots. And so you'll see me use that kind of strategically, not just to get rid of bullets, but also to, give myself a little bit more, room. And so I had read on the Steam board, if you want to milk these guys, which I do it a little bit on the earlier bosses, but as it gets more intense, I kind of stop doing it. But you'll see I'm red right now. That means that if I take one more hit, then it's death for me. And you get a little bit of a score penalty. But if you wait about, it says 12 seconds on the discussion board. I've noticed it's about 6 seconds. You can get another large combo, because you'll hit him with the level 4, right? You'll get a large combo, and then for a certain amount of time, it's diminishing returns after that. So if you hit him with a large combo or a large special, a level 4 special, and then you hit him again immediately, you're only going to get about half of that. And this is one of my least favorite stages in the whole game, because it introduces these enemies and a boss where you can only kill it with your special. And I really, it's quite tough. I don't know if I would say I hate it, but since it's like the only level that does it, it kind of feels pointless to me. Because usually the way you want like good shmup design is you want to introduce something and then have that become like part of the game going forward. But these bad guys don't return. They're only in this level. Now that might change when it comes to like hard mode or the like suicide bullet mode. But I haven't seen any more of them since, but I haven't really touched those in any significant manner. See, like right here, these are the guys. They have something on them called Absolute Defender, which means you can only destroy them with your special. And so it becomes about like they're pretty much getting these enemies, these normal enemies and normal hazards that get your special up, and using those to, kind of build your meter to be able to use it to destroy these guys. There is a sub-boss here in a moment that's like that, and then the stage boss is like that as well. One thing I'm really enjoying right here is getting my Prism up, because, the better I can do that, the more extends I can take into the final boss. Which the final boss is surprisingly not super difficult. It has some intimidating attacks. I also, well, that was such a bullshit death, dude. I had a concept reactor too to use. This guy usually always gets me with that. He can be kind of tricky because he's got those borders that you also have to dodge as well. So my plan is I'm going to, finish this video, edit this video, put it out. I have a Battle Traverse clear I'd like to put out as well. And then I'm going to start editing the podcast for next season. And, releasing that. And I would also like to do one more power moves. Because I think what I have in my head is, 1 week is going to be an episode of the podcast. That way, I'm not just bap, 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 like I was last season. But then the next one is going to be a power moves. God, that was such a bullshit death. It literally telegraphed it, but I'm too busy dodging all this other bullshit. But, that way, the last thing I want to do is put out so much stuff that it's like intimidating for people to catch up, even though I don't think anybody really believes that. But, I don't know. I just, it's one of those things where it's like when you're doing something, you're doing it for yourself, but you also know other people appreciate it and listen. And so, how do you balance that? How do you balance that at all? The way I balance it is I know that if I enjoy it, others will enjoy it. So I'm not going to put something out I don't enjoy. But that's a whole nother video I could do. We are at the final stage, and this has an extremely intense opening, especially like comparatively. I hate that I ended up using a lot of my concept reactors for this, especially when I had a lot of meter that I could use. But what I really wanted to do was try to get an extend before we went in, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get any more extends until this first stage of the boss. So I'm sure that there is so much stuff that I'm missing from this run. Like when it comes to strategies I could have used, when it comes to things I could be talking about this. That's why I would love to do, like a TLB run that I'm going to work on here after this. But see, the health bar over on the right-hand side, which my face might be covering up part of it, depending on where I put myself here. But you're filling that up instead of taking away from it. So it's kind of weird. And you would think that it would end when it gets to the top. It doesn't. There's a final pattern that you have to survive for a set amount of time, no matter how fast you get that up there. And it can get pretty intense, especially with the fact that I'm one hit away from death. And this, my runs before this have not had so many lives. I think the first time I cleared with nothing. And then the second time I cleared with 2. And so, bringing in this many lives, I knew I could do it as long as I didn't make any stupid fucking mistakes. Hit him hard, hit him fast, like I'm trying to do right now, because, you can end these phases early by doing that. And I thought that was important. Of being there are certain ones that, I was bad at handling. And so I was like, okay, we got to fucking rush from this. I thought I did some pretty decent dodging on this, especially for how tricky some of these patterns can be. That is one thing that I really like about this game, is that until this point, it doesn't really have any overlapping patterns. When it comes to, I've been playing a lot of Toho lately, and that's one of the things that I've noticed Zune likes doing. And especially in the later ones, they are slow-moving bullets, but they're layered on top of each other. And I noticed that this game really doesn't do that. And that might be because I'm playing on normal, and maybe on hard, that is, something that happens a lot more. But, I really like that the whole thing's more about, memorizing the boss patterns and then knowing, okay, so after I do this, that means he's going to hit me with this. And also, playing with headphones is definitely recommended, because this game has audio cues for, when the boss is going to do, its, big special attack. It'll go, ding, 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 it's, locking on to you. But, yeah, I remember I got this, and this is a really fucked up story. But I wasn't recording because, as far as I know, in the options, I set up for it to auto-record my replays. And so I was doing my runs, never worrying about fucking recording or anything, because I was like, I'll catch the replay and record the replay, right? So I did my my second run, the one where it says high score, 729 million or whatever. And I was like, hell yeah, gonna record that. I'm glad I didn't, because I ended up doing better. But anyways, I go into the replay function, and I hit, play. And my ship is not firing. It's doing all the moves that I've been doing. And I'm like, oh my God, it doesn't like because I read somewhere on the discussion that it doesn't like sticks or something, which I think is kind of bullshit. But that it recorded the way that replays work in this game is it records your inputs and then literally plays the game over it, right? So in a perfect world, you would be getting the same, everything that happened, because there's not a whole lot of RNG in the game. But and that's why the replay files can be so small. But that's just so pretty. But I hit record, and I went outside, and I came back inside, and I was back at the menu. And I was like, I know my run wasn't 9 fucking minutes long. And so I check out the video, and it's because I died in the first stage. This is supposed to be a recording of a 729 million, clear. And I'm fucking devastated, first of all, because you've done it once, you've done it twice, you can do it. but you're like, man, motherfuck. I'm ready to move on to the next difficulty. I'm ready to make my video, talk about it, and move on to the next highest difficulty. But maybe it was for the best, because I ended up fucking doing it again and almost adding another 10 million to my score. Well, maybe not 10 million, like 6 or 7 million, but yep. And that was it. That went by like fucking fast. I felt like I blinked and it went by. But yeah, also in taking a hit, even a shield hit still counts as a miss. So that's why after the first one I wasn't getting a no miss. But anyways, I appreciate you sticking around. We got Battle Traverse coming here soon, because I got a pretty good clear with Tomo. So, and also, story spoilers, you die in, or at least Meera dies in this ending. So, yeah, I got that coming. I'm going to do a power moves, and then it'll be time for season 2 of the No Miss podcast. So I appreciate you guys, and hope you have a good day. Stay frosty.